connect children looking to improve their reading with elderly people looking for company.
Hello.
Once upon a time, there was Silver Stories,
My two little cherubs. Hello.
a charity set up to give children the chance to practice their reading over the phone to older people who'd like some company.
Beauty can be the end result or struggles made to test.
Since September last year, Silver readers Alexandra and Ralph, who are 11 years old, have read stories, jokes and poems from their school in Hertfordshire to 83-year-old Joyce, their Silver listener in Altrincham, nearly 200 miles away.
Yeah.
It's been a lifeline, really. I look forward to Thursdays.
I like reading to Joyce because she's like a best friend to us.
Joyce is very calming to talk to because she always tells you if there's something that you need help with.
Silver Stories was launched in 2016 and helped young and old participants stay in contact through lockdown. Dame Esther Ransom is one of the patrons and today has come to visit one school in St Austell, taking part in the programme. Elizabeth and David Carney-Horworth came up with the original idea for Silver Stories.
I think everybody is familiar with the idea of adults reading to children. I think what is so innovative about this idea is that it's the other way round.
So Silver Stories came really from one of the experiences that I had in my role in the police. And I could see all these older people that weren't just sort of lonely. One of the things they used to speak about was their childhood or their families or their long lost families. And it sort of leaves an impression on you that, you know, there's something that we can do. And it just seems so simple that we have a school full of children, full of life. Why can't we share that? And reading seemed the perfect vehicle to do that.
So why is it so worthwhile for the child?
So the child's self-esteem, their confidence in their reading, all of that develops because it's somebody who's a friend, it's somebody who's non-judgmental, it's somebody who's loving what you're doing for them.
And for both sides it's fun, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
There are now over 450 Silver Story readers and listeners nationwide. And two more of the readers are Ollie, aged 12, and Tegan, who's 11. During lockdown, they had the chance to read for one very special listener, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall, who's also one of the charity's patrons.
I shall be all ears.
This is Charlie. How do you do?
Today, Charleston Primary School is expecting a royal visit from the Duchess, and Ollie and Tegan will meet her in person for the first time.
Tell me about reading to Camilla during lockdown.
We were a bit worried because we didn't want to mess up.
And did you mess up?
No, we did it perfectly and it all went really, really well.
When Ollie and Tegan aren't reading to royalty, their regular Silver listener is 79-year-old Bertie, who they've also met for the first time today.
Is he different from what you thought he'd be?
No, he's always silly.
Have you noticed that they've improved?
Oh, massively, without a doubt. The children have learned, if they read to me in a drone voice, I will fall asleep. So if they act out what they're reading, then I'm very interested and I stay awake. That's what they've learned. And through that, they're reading excellent. Yes.
Before I kept falling asleep in the storm, we had to shout, Bertie, Bertie, wake up!
And that's not the only reader and listener pair meeting for the first time. Joyce has travelled all the way from Altrincham to meet Alexandra and Ralph, but the children have no idea she's here waiting for them.
I've got two life-threatening conditions, myasthenia gravis and hypoparathyroidism. So just to have this, something good in my life, is great. I love it.
Do you think the relationship between older people and children has a special magic?
Definitely. We just have a little word together and I can tell that not only have those children grown in confidence with the reading, but they've grown in confidence as people talking to me.
Having read to Joyce for almost a year, Alexandra and Ralph are about to put a face to the voice.
Oh, well, hello.
Do you know who this is? Can you guess?
Hello.
Joyce.
Oh, that's it, hooray.
Come in, sit down and meet her.
How lovely to see you, sweetie. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. And every time I look at him in the morning, I say, good morning. Alexandra. Good morning, Ralph.
Some people don't think that young people get on with old people. What do you think about that?
Not true. That's not true.
We're best friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
With the entire school buzzing with excitement, the royal visit for these listeners and readers gets underway. And Her Royal Highness finally gets to meet the 2 readers who read to her during lockdown.
It's a pleasure to be here, having heard so much about it and listened to some of them on the telephone. To actually see everybody and see them meeting for the first time was lovely.
What do you think is the essence of this charity?
Such a lovely idea, and I think all young children need their confidence boosted, especially to read, which, as we all know, is the foundation of learning. I think it's so important to communicate older people, not old people, but older people, and younger people, because I think they have so much in common. I think it teaches children to respect older people, and you can see the pleasure these listeners get from listening to children. I mean, it's the highlight of their week.
And the other thing that I get from this is reading, which can be a chore, becomes a pleasure, as you say.
Obviously, doing it on the telephone, they can hear the pleasure in these people's voices.
Well, you and I have the great good fortune of being grandmothers, and that is a magical relationship, isn't it?
Oh, it's the best thing in the world. And what's so lovely about being a grandmother, they teach you things, and hopefully they learn a few things from us, especially in this generation of social media, which I'm not very good at. My grandchildren are very good at teaching me how to do it.
Encouraging reading, combating loneliness, and bringing the old and the young together. This is one story with a happy ending.
Oh, such a lovely film, isn't it? I love the kids were saying, Bertie, Bertie, wake up!
Wake up, Bertie!
That was so good.
I really enjoyed that. Well, it's